the Great Recession, massive student loans, runaway real estate, and the pandemic. These are a few of the economic challenges millennials have faced. It may seem impossible for our generation to thrive, but I'm here to help as your money guide. I'm Shaun Melby, and this is the Melby Money Show. Welcome to the 6th episode of the Melby Money Show. I'm your host, Shaun Melby. In today's episode, we're diving into a game-changing concept that could change nearly every aspect of your life. How growth comes from leaving your comfort zone. Think about the last time you did something that scared you a little. Maybe it was speaking up in a meeting, trying a new workout, or reaching out to a potential mentor. How did you feel afterward? Chances are, you experienced a mix of relief, pride, and maybe even excitement. That's the magic that happens when we push ourselves beyond our usual boundaries. It's like upgrading from your trusty flip phone to a smartphone. Sure, the old one was familiar and comfortable, but once you made the switch, you wonder how you ever lived without it. That's the power of stepping outside your comfort zone. In this episode, we'll explore why our comfort zones, while cozy, can hold us back from reaching our full potential. We'll uncover the hidden costs of playing it safe and reveal the incredible benefits that come from embracing discomfort. From skyrocketing your career to unlocking personal growth and boosting your physical and mental health. We'll show you how leaving your comfort zone can be the catalyst for positive change in every aspect of your life. But don't worry, we won't just leave you inspired without a game plan. We'll also share practical, actionable strategies to help you start expanding your comfort zone today. We're going to explore how this mindset shift can supercharge your life across the board. By the end of the episode, you'll be equipped with the tools and motivation to take that first step toward growth, no matter how small it might seem. By the end of this episode, you'll be equipped with the tools and motivation to take that first step towards growth, no matter how small it might seem. But first, let's talk about what's in the news with current events. Is the job market sending us a warning sign? The Sahm Rule just flash read, but before you panic, let's break down what this really means for your financial future. Today, we're exploring a hot topic that's got economists and investors on high alert, the Sahm Rule, and what it means for the job market and overall economy. Today, we're exploring a hot topic that's got economists and investors on high alert, the Sahm Rule and what it means for the job market and overall economy. First things first, what exactly is the Sahm Rule? Named after the economist Claudius Sahm, it's a simple yet powerful indicator that's been making waves in financial circles. The rule states that when the 3-month average unemployment rate rises half a percentage point above its low from the previous 12 months, we're likely entering a recession. Now here's where things get interesting. The latest jobs report shows the unemployment rate ticking up to 4.3%, triggering the Sahm Rule for the first time since the pandemic. But before you start stockpiling canned goods, let's put this in context. Historically, the Sahm Rule has been a reliable recession predictor. However, we're living in unprecedented times. The post-pandemic economy has thrown many traditional indicators for a loop, and this could be another case where the old rules just don't quite apply. Even Claudia Sahm herself has stated that she doesn't believe the U.S. is currently in a recession due to us starting at historically low unemployment rates in the first place. The flip side to this is the rules meant to see the start of a recession, and that the momentum of the unemployment rate rising leads to much higher unemployment. So what does this mean for you and your money? Let's break it down. If you're in the job market or considering a career move, be prepared for potential changes. Companies might become more cautious about hiring, and job security could become a bigger concern. Now is the time to polish your skills and make yourself indispensable at work. Taking the Sahm Rule into account, this is your cue to take a hard look at your emergency fund. Remember that rainy day fund you've been meaning to build? Aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses tucked away. If you're not there yet, start beefing up your savings now. Even $50 a week can add up quickly. With the potential for economic turbulence ahead, tackling high-interest debt should be a priority. Consider consolidating or negotiating lower rates. Every dollar you're not paying in interest is a dollar working for you. Interestingly, some of the most successful companies were born during recessions. If you've been sitting on a business idea, this changing landscape might create unprecedented opportunities. Just make sure you've got a solid plan in place and some financial cushion. In uncertain times, adaptability is your superpower. Look for ways to diversify your skill set. Online courses, certifications, or even picking up a side gig can make you more resilient to market shifts. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. The Federal Reserve is watching these numbers closely. At the time of this recording, it's likely the Federal Reserve has begun cutting the Fed funds rate. This could have ripple effects across the economy, potentially lowering borrowing costs for mortgages, auto loans, and credit cards. But here's the kicker, and what makes this situation so unique. We're seeing this unemployment uptick alongside strong GDP growth and robust consumer spending. It's like the economy is sending us mixed signals, making it harder than ever to predict what's coming next. So, what's the takeaway? While the Sahm Rule is flashing a warning sign, it's just one piece of a very complex economic puzzle. The key is to stay informed, be prepared, but not overreact. So here's your action plan. Stay vigilant about your job security and skills. Check in with your financial advisor and make sure you're on track to achieve your goals in the event a recession happens. Boost your emergency savings. Pay down high interest debt. Keep an eye out for opportunities. They often appear when you least expect them. Remember, economic indicators are tools, not crystal balls. Your financial well being depends more on your personal choices and long term strategy than on any single economic signal. Now, a word from today's sponsor. What if I told you there's a sneaky force that could make your insurance premiums skyrocket, crash entire economies, and even influence how your doctor treats you? Welcome to the hidden world of moral hazard. Today's episode is sponsored by Moral Hazard. Moral hazard is like a financial invisibility cloak. It happens when people or companies take bigger risks because they know someone else will foot the bill if things go wrong. Picture this. A homeowner in a flood-prone area decides not to invest in floodproofing because they have government-backed flood insurance. That's moral hazard in action. It's not about being devious, it's about human nature responding to incentives. Why should this be on your radar? Because moral hazard is lurking in every corner of your financial life. It's why some CEOs might take risky bets with company money, knowing their golden parachute will deploy if they fail. It's the reason your health insurance premiums might go up because people overuse medical services when they're not paying directly. And it's a key factor in why the 2008 financial crisis spiraled out of control. Banks made risky loans believing they were, quote, too big to fail. Understanding moral hazard helps you spot hidden risks in financial products, question the true motivations behind economic policies, and make smarter decisions with your own money. So next time you're weighing a financial choice, ask yourself, am I taking this risk because I truly believe in it, or because I know someone else will clean up the mess? That's the power of recognizing moral hazard at work. There's an old joke by Jerry Seinfeld that goes along the lines of this. When you ask people what their greatest fear is, it's overwhelmingly public speaking. Number 2, death. So people would rather be the person in the casket than the one giving the eulogy. And that brings us to today's topic, comfort zones. Those cozy, familiar spaces where we feel safe and in control. They're like our favorite pair of well-worn jeans or that go-to coffee shop where the barista knows our order by heart. Comfort zones are the routines and behaviors we've settled into, where everything feels predictable and stress-free. But here's the catch. While they feel good in the moment, comfort zones can actually be holding us back from reaching our full potential. So why do we cling to our comfort zones? It's simple. Our brains are wired to seek safety and avoid risk. This instinct served our ancestors well when survival is the top priority, but in today's world, it can keep us stuck in a rut. When we stay within our comfort zones, we're essentially telling our brains, this is good enough. We'll miss out on new experiences, challenges, and opportunities for growth because they feel too risky or uncomfortable. The problem is, life doesn't happen in our comfort zones. Think about it. Every major breakthrough, whether in your career, relationships, or personal development, probably came from a moment when you pushed yourself beyond what felt comfortable. By staying in our safe spaces, we limit our decision making to a narrow set of options. We might pass up on that dream job because it feels too challenging, or avoid social situations that could lead to meaningful connections. Over time, this can lead to a sense of stagnation and unfulfillment, as we watch others around us grow and evolve while we remain static. But perhaps the biggest cost of staying in our comfort zones is the missed opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery. When we avoid challenges, we rob ourselves of the chance to develop new skills, build resilience, and uncover hidden talents. It's like having a treasure map, but never leaving our backyard to search for the gold. While stepping outside our comfort zones, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities and the exhilarating feeling of conquering our fears. So while comfort zones might feel safe, the real magic happens when we dare to venture beyond them. First, let's talk about money and careers, because this is where stepping out of your comfort zone can really pay off. Remember that raise you've been thinking about asking for? It's time to have that conversation with your boss. Sure, might feel awkward, but that temporary discomfort could lead to a significant boost in your income. I've seen clients significantly increase their salaries just by finding the courage to negotiate. But why stop there? Maybe you've got a killer business idea that's been simmering on the back burner. Starting a side hustle or even launching a full-fledged business is a prime example of leaving your comfort zone for financial growth. It's not just about the potential income. It's about building something that's yours. When I launched my business in 2019, was it scary? Absolutely. I told my boss what my plans were and 2 days later found out we were having a baby in 9 months. But the unknown was absolutely worth dealing with for where I've ended up. Sometimes the biggest financial leaps come from completely changing your career path. The thought of switching industries or going back to school can be daunting. But if you're not happy in your current job, you're already uncomfortable. Why not channel that discomfort into something that could lead to both financial and personal fulfillment? When it comes to money, financial fears and the unknown can be paralyzing. Staying in your comfort zone often means staying stuck. To overcome these fears, start small. Maybe it's investing in a low-cost index fund instead of keeping all your money in a savings account. Or perhaps it's finally tackling that budget you've been avoiding. Each small step outside your financial comfort zone builds confidence for bigger moves down the road. Now let's talk about supercharging your brain and personal growth. Stepping out of your comfort zone isn't just about career moves or financial gains. It's a fast track to becoming the best version of yourself. When was the last time you learned something new that really excited you? That is the sweet spot we're aiming for. Consider taking a class in a subject you've always been curious about but never pursued. Maybe it's coding, creative writing, or even astrophysics. The skills you gain in one area often have surprising benefits in others. But education isn't just about formal classes. It could be as simple as picking up a book on a topic you know nothing about, or striking up a conversation with someone from a different background. These small steps outside your comfort zone can lead to big shifts in perspective. I've seen people transform their worldviews and career trajectories just by being open to new ideas and experiences. But let's not forget about taking on challenging projects. Whether it's volunteering for a high-stakes assignment at work or finally writing that novel you've been dreaming about, pushing your boundaries is where the magic happens. It's in these moments of discomfort that we discover what we're truly capable of. Remember, every expert was once a beginner who decided to step out of their comfort zone. Let's shift gears and talk about how stepping out of your comfort zone can transform your mental and physical health, and even your relationships. It's easy to fall into routines that feel safe, but sometimes that safety can hold us back from real growth and happiness. Take your fitness routine, for example. If you've been doing the same workout for months or years, your body is likely adapted, and you're not seeing the results you once did. Trying a new form of exercise, maybe a dance class or rock climbing, can not only challenge your body in new ways, but also boost your mental health by providing a sense of accomplishment. Speaking of mental health, pushing your boundaries can be a powerful tool for personal growth. Maybe it's finally booking that therapy appointment you've been putting off, or practicing mindfulness, even if it feels awkward at first. These steps might feel uncomfortable initially, but they can lead to profound shifts in how you handle stress and emotions. Personally, I try to take weekly walks in a nearby state park to unwind and refocus. When it comes to relationships, stepping out of your comfort zone can lead to deeper connections and new friendships. It could be as simple as striking up a conversation with a stranger at a coffee shop, or being vulnerable with a friend about something you've been struggling with. Remember, every strong relationship starts with someone being brave enough to make that first move. As we wrap up, I want you to think about one area in your life where you've been playing it safe. Your finances, your career, your personal growth, your relationships. Whatever it is, I challenge you to take one small step outside your comfort zone this week. It could be striking up a conversation with a stranger, trying a new fitness class, or pitching an idea at work. Whatever it is, take that first step. It might feel scary, but that's where the magic happens. Remember, growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you dare to step beyond it. So what will your first step be? The choice is yours, and the possibilities are endless. Until next time, keep pushing those boundaries. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Melby Money Show. We look forward to continuing the conversations in future episodes. If you have any questions you'd like me to answer on the show, you can email them to shaun@melbymoney.com. It would mean a lot if you subscribe to the podcast so future episodes show up in your feed. If you feel compelled to leave a review or a rating, I'd appreciate that as well, as getting feedback will only help make this podcast the best it can be. If you enjoyed the episode so far, feel free to tell a friend about the show. Farewell, and see you on the next episode of the Melby Money Show. This podcast is a Melby Media LLC production created by Shaun Melby. It is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Investing involves risk, and there's no guarantee an investment plan or strategy will be successful. Prior to making an investment decision, please consult with your financial advisor about your individual situation. Shaun Melby offers his clients investment management and financial planning services through Melby Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor authorized to do business in states where registered or otherwise exempt from registration. This podcast does not engage in rendering legal, tax, financial, or other professional services. If you have questions pertaining to your specific situation, please contact Melby Wealth Management at 615-891-5444.